So now that we have at least understood a little bit of this comparison, a little bit of what we are comparing to and why it's not healthy, I want to think about how can we turn that on its head. And next time we get ourselves to a point where we are comparing, what can we do instead? And it's really, really simple. The thing that you want to do is you want to attempt to feel joy for that person, to feel gratitude for that person's accomplishments or achievements. You want to feel thrilled for them so that, because when we feel that joy, okay, that fuels our happiness, and that will change our perspective of that kind of situation. So if you are comparing yourself to, say you are trying to, for example, right, we're in the middle of a launch for a membership. If I compare our launch to someone else's launch and they are, so let's say somebody has had a membership for 3 years, they've done a launch and they've got hundreds of people signing up. You know, this is our first launch. We've not got a membership, so we've got no stories from inside the membership already. You know, we're attempting. Great. If I compare my results, and I have 5 people signed up, say, to their results, which are 100, I'm comparing mine now to their best, right? That is how they are so much further along. It's like they're chapter 20 and I'm on chapter 1 of building a membership. I cannot compare the two. And I could also look at that, and if I do compare, I'll feel like a failure, or it's my perspective of them, of how they're doing, and I might not know that they may have struggles of their own inside of that I don't see because they don't put those out into the world. So, but what if I, instead of looking at that and feeling crap about myself because I'm comparing, if I went, actually, do you know what? I'm going to celebrate that. So I'm going to change, I'm going to keep the C, but I'm going to change the word. So I'm going to change from comparison to celebrate. So I'm going to celebrate their achievements. I'm like, oh, wow, that's amazing. They've got 100. And instead of feeling like I am a failure in comparison, I'm thinking, do you know what? I can get there when I am 3 years down the line into a membership. When I'm on my chapter 20, I can do what they can do. So I'm celebrating that. Then I feel joy, okay, and I feel inspired to go and do more in mine. So when you change how you think and when you change the outcome because of what is happening, so I'm changing the comparison feeling to a celebration, to a gratitude, to a joy feeling, I feel joy and it puts me in a better place. Now, don't get me wrong, it's really hard. It's really hard sometimes to feel joy for somebody else's achievement, but that leads us into scarcity mindset. So scarcity mindset we touched on very briefly in the Your Money and Your Worth lesson, which was lesson 10. And in that, basically, a scarcity mindset is of the belief that there is not enough. And it relates really well to money, like we see it a lot in money. It's something that I have struggled with and continue to struggle with, but I'm really working on it. So a scarcity mindset is where you don't think there's enough. So you hold on to what you have, and you are of the feeling and of the belief that if somebody else succeeds, you cannot succeed because there's not enough. So that is partly, that really leads to this comparison feeling, because when we see someone else succeed, we compare ourselves, and if we have a scarcity mindset, then it makes us feel even worse because we don't think we can have it because they've got it. And that's total and utter BS. Like, that is not a thing, okay? We live in an abundant world, and if you believe that it is scarce, then that is what will happen, because you will hold on to things with such strength and such fear that if you let them go, more won't flow to you. Whereas if you can live in an abundant, and if you can feel joy for that person in that moment of their success, instead of comparison, because comparison is scarcity, so if you can feel that celebration and that joy, then that will help you change your scarcity mindset to one of abundance, and you will get more of that as well. So that is kind of really, really important. So let's think of an example. Let's say there's Janet. Janet at school has got the boyfriend, she's passed the driving test, she's got the new car, and she's got you know, 2 A stars and an A at A level, you could look at that and you could compare yourself to Janet. But you could, and that could make you feel crap, right? And if you have that scarcity mindset, you might think, well, I can't have the boyfriend or that life or the 2 A stars in the A or get into the uni that I want to because Janet's already got it. But that's not true, right? Let's change it. Let's celebrate Janet. We're so thrilled for Janet, right? Good job, Janet. You've got the boyfriend. You didn't want him anyway. She's passed the driving test. Amazing. You can still pass your driving test, right? There's not like a, hey, one person not passed that driving test, you can't. Fine. No, just shows you can do it too. It's proof, right? Proof that you can do it too. So boyfriend, you didn't want him. Car driving, you can do it. Car. So do you want her car? Yeah, maybe. But do you know what? Have you got a car? Or can you get your hands on a car? Yes, sure. Does it matter that it's not the same as hers? No. Just go get yourself a job, and if that's what you really want, figure out, go back to your money and your budget, figure out how to budget to get that thing, okay? So the point is, you can celebrate that and you can feel really happy for her, and you also, it can be proof that you can have it too. You can get, you know, she gets 2 A stars and an A, maybe you don't get that, but the point is you can celebrate that for her and be really happy for her that she got it, because when you are really happy for her, it'll make you feel better about it, and you then can go, well, that's great, and then you get what you get and you can feel content and happy with what you got too. So we're trying to change. The thing with comparison is it takes away joy, so we're changing that to a celebration. So that is what I would really want you to do. Choose gratitude, choose joy for that person, and celebrate, and change that scarcity mindset, because comparison is in essence a scarcity mindset. They've got it, you can't have it. So change that to a mindset of abundance.